Hello, lovelies. I'm here yet again to bring you the first video in a series of videos on things that I found to bring me success in my wig wearing journeys. In this video, what you're going to see is me trying on every single one of the wigs that I own in my life. Actually, that's not true because I've sold several of them. In fact, when I realized that synthetics were just not for me, I sold a ton of them. So unfortunately, the reviews that I've tagged as reviews I want to redo, I'm never going to be able to do because I don't own those wigs anymore. Even if I might really cringe at them and be like, wow, that's super embarrassing. I didn't mean for the whole world to see that. I still leave it out there just because if you can't laugh at yourself, then what can you laugh at, right? You never know, something in that video might help someone to see why they do or don't like that. Laugh at me, I don't care, it's all good. But in this video, try on all of my plethora of wigs that I still do have here, starting with synthetics, moving my way into human hair. So you don't have to wear anything underneath your wigs, you really don't. You could just freehead it, you could braid your hair, you could let it go crazy, whatever you want to do. You don't have to tie it down. Now, if you have longer hair, it might be to your benefit to do that so you don't see it underneath your wig unless you want to see it underneath your wig, kind of like a topper. A lot of people, including myself, like to wear something to, at the very least, help hold your wig in place. I have a very sensitive perimeter of my hairline where if I wear something like the pantyhose wig caps that go all around and they're made of that nylon material, I will get a severe headache even just after like 1 minute of wearing it. I have a sensitive head. Just must have lots of blood pumping to that big old brain of mine. I get really bad headaches. I can't just wear anything underneath my wig cap. So what you're gonna see me wear under all of my trials here is gonna be Wig Grip. And I'm gonna show you. I also have two others. Well, I have several others, but these are the first ones that I bought. I bought this and these two all off of Amazon for $20 or less each. And I got different colors because, as you're going to see, a lot of my synthetics involve lace and lace that goes extended. 3 different colors. I also have one that my friend Deborah bought me that you are going to see when we get to the human hair part because I actually sewed it into a wig. It is my workout wig. I want to tell you before we even get into the whole wig wearing venture that I think it's important for you to try out different things, whether they're the pantyhose thing to kind of keep your hair like all together, whether it's maybe braiding your hair. Anybody is interested in the different methods of doing things with your hair if you have long hair, let me know. Otherwise, once you figure out what you want to do with your bio hair, if you have any underneath, and what you want to wear on top of it, if you have anything to wear on top of, then the next thing is going to be trying on different caps and constructions and hair types and textures and all that good stuff. But hold up. There's one thing I want to tell you that I found made a huge difference to me when I was trying on different types of wigs, and it's this right here. I'm not saying this is perfect because it's not. There's lots of things I look back at my videos and I'm like, why do I do that thing with my lips? Why don't I make my lips look a little bit bigger with liner? I just mean makeup. That's what I mean. I'm a makeup girl. I wear makeup more days than not. And so it's very critical to me that when I try on hair that I look as good as I can everywhere else. So that way when I am trying on hair, if I don't like something, I know it's not attributed to this. There have been plenty of times where I've tried on wigs that I tried on with a full face of makeup and I really liked, and then I put them on again and I was having a lazy day and I didn't do any makeup or anything, and I'm like, why don't I like this hair so much? And then I realized it wasn't so much the hair, it was that I didn't like the way I looked with the hair on. And as soon as I put a little bit of makeup on, did my eyes or whatever, added some eyelashes, then I really was like, wow, yeah, that's looking good again. So that could have meant the difference between sending back a wig that I really, really liked for something that had nothing to do with the wig, but it was all me and, you know, psychological with my face. the lace makes a huge difference as to whether it blends into your skin or if it stands out. So if you are like me, and I like to put self-tan a lot of places, which obviously my hands are totally lacking because my hands are like not at all. Need to fix that. I do put a lot of self-tan on because I don't get into the tanning beds or the sun too much anymore to tan my complexion. Just one less cancer risk, you know. I still like the way I look tan, so I use a lot of self-tanners, but I don't put them on my face. So I use my makeup to usually match my face to my neck and everywhere else, except my hands, of course, right now. But the point being, that can make a huge difference when I'm putting on a lace front that is my tan complexion versus my pasty ass self. And that can be all the change in $1 to you. I don't even know if that's a saying or not, but that can make all the difference, basically. That would be my first tip before we get into the next tips is once you figure out what you want to do with your hair or wear on top of your hair, whatever the case may be, and you're ready to jump into like trying on a bunch of different types of wigs, maybe that means going to your beauty supply store, loaning some from a buddy or a friend and saying, hey, can I try some of your wigs? I promise I won't butcher them or do anything to them. Or buying some and, you know, maybe having no obligation to purchase and you can return them if you're in that type of situation with a company or something. If you're getting into trying on a bunch of different cap constructions, which I highly suggest everyone do to see what you like and what you don't like, again, do something with your hair, figure out what you're gonna wear, if anything, and then do that beautiful face of yours if you like to do that beautiful face of yours on the regular. Make it all poppin'. And then try on the hair, sister. Okay, so stay tuned. We're gonna start off with synthetics. I'm going to mark in the description box where we're at and what time markers match with different models of hair that I'm trying. And then we're gonna move into human and I'm gonna keep that rolling. So, I hope you enjoy this. As always, I do. Please let me know what I can do better. This is one of my first beauty supply store purchases. As you can see right now, it's brown sugar, model BSF01 in color P4/30. This is one of my ideal types of wigs. I'm gonna see her sister next. Got the BS401, which is basically the same model as this one, except for this one is hand-tied frontal and the rest of it is wefted. So you can see that's a sewn-on weft. We've talked about those many times before. That's just basically where individual hairs have been sewn together and then they've been sewn onto a wig cap instead of individually put on there like how this one was. You see all those knots? Those are all the different knots for the individual hair being put on there. Now, where I loved this wig, it's cut. Again, synthetic. I love the long layer cut. That's totally me. That's me to a T. It's gorgeous. The hair actually feels very soft. It doesn't feel very plasticky. And because it's a dark color, it doesn't really look overly shiny or, you know, like the synthetic. It actually works really well. But the reason that I didn't like this is because the front, well, you can see just with me moving the hair around, it's not taut. So because that extended lace front, you know, it can get warped. It does. And so you definitely want to use some sort of like glue, tape, adhesive, you know, all that good stuff to keep that down to your forehead so you could move the hair around and not have it like lifting up and look like your scalp is leaving your forehead. Also didn't like the color of the lace, which is kind of hard to see in this video. My apologies. I wish I could make this more clear. But of course you get a glare right there. But if you could tell if this lace was longer down my forehead that it would be darker than what I am complected. In real life, like in this video, it doesn't look that terrible, but in real life, it doesn't match my complexion at all. And it's perfect. You know, so this could be a wig that we could try something different with, like maybe this would be the perfect kind of wig to try out making baby hairs on because this one doesn't have any baby hairs in it. Also maybe plucking some of that so it's not so thick right up front. For at least trying them on a synthetic wig. They might not turn out the same way as they would on a human hair wig, so we'll try and tag some of these human hair wigs in the same type of projects and maybe do them like versus each other to see how they turn out. I think that's what we could do here. So if you think of anything else, let me know. Otherwise, I think that's what we'll tag this as, being a pluckable and baby hair project. Oh, and in case I did not mention it, I think I got this between $50 and $75 at the beauty supply store. And you can find them online at like Ebony Line, Sam's Beauty, I think is what it's called. But any of those like chain beauty supply stores, you can find these at, so. And obviously, if you're interested in this and you'd like to buy this from me before I start doing any craziness to it, you just let me know, honeys, because I think I've tried to sell some of these and nobody's bit. So if you think you would like to do something at this, let me know and I will give you a good deal. Because otherwise, it's just going to be a project wig. So here is the sister to the one I just showed you. This one is BS 401 and P1B/30. The difference between this one and that one is that this one has no wefting. So it is actually hand tied throughout. Now the problem with this one that I found is look at those knots. Actually, let me put it on and then you look at those knots because they are very obvious and it really does not look realistic at all. Now the parting area in this one, I just wanted to show you that before I put it on. Okay, so similar issues to the other one. This one is tightened like really, really tight. I know this would give me a headache if I wear this very long, so I'm just gonna show you. Even with it tightened really tight, look, it's still loose there. But if I didn't flap my hair around, I suppose, see, I mean, look at that. I suppose it could work, or if I used tape or something, that would work. But you can tell that that lace really does not match with my skin. And let's see if you can see those knots. They are terrible. If I went to one of the wig groups and asked for some, if anybody had seen this and if they could help, and pretty much everybody was like, holy cow, girlfriend, what is up with those knots? So nobody really had anything that would help. Same thing with this one. We could try and experiment with like doing baby hairs or whatever at the front, but we're just gonna try that with the other one. And if I end up butchering it, then we'll pull this one out and we'll try the same thing with this in a different manner. I'm just not into those knots. That just is not, I don't even know what we do with that. Even if we did get the front part looking good and laying down. Not with those knots, honey. Okay, these that I'm gonna show you first are my Jon Renau's. They were my very first Jon Renau's. I bought them on the Facebook Marketplace. I'm gonna tell you this while you're looking at the deets there, so go ahead and note those down if you're interested. And I got them for like $25 and the other one was maybe under $50. And I bought them very, very, very well used. But it was because I wanted to try out the Smart Lace. After having many fails with beauty supply store wigs that had lace that were meant for darker complexions than me, I went to the wig groups and realized that there were other opportunities out there for lighter complected girls. Jon Renau being one of the big winners. So we're gonna start with, this one is Kristin. And I commonly refer to the blonde one, who is actually Scarlett, as Kristin. I'm gonna try and watch myself with an eagle eye when I do this review and make sure I don't misreference her. So Kristin here is about, you know, maybe a little bit double the size of my Jewish style lace fronts that I really love. Those are about 1 inch. Somebody just called and cut me off. I don't know where I'm at, but I think I was saying that these are about 2.5 inches long rather than the 1 inch that I really love. And again, this is synthetic hair. But this is right there. Did you see that? Did you see that? I marked petite on one, but they were both actually petite caps. And I'm not really, I mean, I could technically, I guess, kind of maybe be on the side of petite. I've got an average, so I can kind of squeeze my ass into some things, or my head, I should say. But this one, these two were both very, very, very well used, like I've said. And the girl that sold them to me, she'd been the only owner, and she did have a very petite head. I did not stretch this out myself. This is what I was talking about on one of my other videos. Somebody asked me, well, what about like Jon Renau or some of those other types of, you know, smart lace? Does that stretch out as well? I can only share with you what I have seen from my experience. And my experience is that when you have a lace front that is any longer than like an inch, so that it's going to start to give way, or maybe you put it on your head when it's still wet, anything like that that could stretch that baby out, it's going to stretch out. I mean, think about it, even your clothes. If you put your clothes on wet and you start flexing your muscles, your clothes are going to react to that, and they're eventually going to stretch. I think back in like junior high, where you'd like put on your pants like straight out the dryers, and you'd be like, whoo, and like flexing, you know, and like getting your thighs like to pump them out so that way they'd loosen up a little bit when you had been like eating sweets and stuff, you know, leading up to that. I do. That's what I did. So that's kind of how I feel like what's going on with our wigs here. So again, this would not be a grab and go in my opinion unless I wasn't planning on hair flipping, which in this case, the hair kind of stays in place, so you don't really need to hair flip. I just feel like hair flipping to me makes the hair mine. I have always been a hair flipper in real life with my own hair, and so I just expect to be able to do the same when I have my bought hair, my adopted children hair on my head. But as you can tell, just going like that is like, whoa, what's going on with your head? You got like the wave going with your hair. Otherwise, these wigs are great. I don't know how long it would have maybe taken, like how long she owned this before it got that way. You could totally fix that by just putting like some tape and glue or whatever adhesives you like to use to adhese your hair down. That is totally fixable. This is not like a done deal with a wig. But I just wanted to kind of show you the point that I was talking to in the video about cap construction, that yes, even smart lace can get warped. Okay, so let's move on. Scarlett, not Kristen. This is Scarlett. And you will see the same thing with her. She's my hot tub hair because I think she's super fun. And I love to talk to my husband with an accent when I put on all my different hair that are totally not me, because I'm usually a long-haired type of girl. I love to wear long layers. That was me in real life before all of this craziness with my own bio hair started happening. So this one is super fun because it's just totally not me. I mean, the colors are me, yes, but I don't think, besides right now when my bio hair is super short, the last time I had my hair this super short was when I first cut it, and that was a total Pinterest fail type of accident thing. Outside of that, my hair hasn't been this short since like 3rd grade. So it is kind of fun to have short hair sometimes when that's not your thing. And if you're wearing something that's totally not you, have some fun with it. Kristen's got an accent and she likes to have fun. Yes, yes, my friend, she does. So she, again, like I said, she is like my favorite blonde color. The only problem I've got, you can see I have not even hair flipped, and look at that. So I would have to either put something on with her to keep her flat, put tape on underneath. Otherwise, this is not a grab and go out to the store the way she is right now. Brand new, she'd probably be just fine for you. I'm sure she would. But for me and her highly used and stretched out condition, it just doesn't work. Kristen is exactly the same type of construction, cap construction here that you're seeing with Scarlett. As you can tell, it's really not that much lace front for it to be that warped. It's just the nature of the beast, I think, with these types of materials, is that they get warped at some point. And help avoid that by not putting it on a mannequin that's bigger than your head when it's wet, or just in general, I suppose. Maybe so measure your head, and then if you've got a wig stand type of mannequin or something like that, measure it and make sure it's not bigger than what your head is, because that could be an issue for sure if you're trying to retain that. Or maybe you could even take this on a smidge, and so it would be taut again. So sew in a side or something. So those are all options. Definitely not a done deal. Even with as used as she is, she's still so much fun, and I would never, ever, ever dream of selling either one of those as used conditions as they are. So I just make them work in fun ways and just wear them around the house when I'm doing random things. So definitely still doable. The next two I'm going to show you are both ozone wigs. Now these are also ones that you can get from beauty supply stores, but I got the darker colored one from the beauty supply store, and then I got the lighter colored one off of eBay. I got them both. Well, this one I got, yeah, you can see right there. I don't know why the 9s look like peas, but I got it for about $60, $70, right? And then this one I got definitely between $60 and $70. Although you can find them a little cheaper. In fact, there's a girl groups that sells, she's very pretty, and she sells these for like, I want to say even closer to $25. And I was very tempted to get one, but I already had these two, and so I didn't buy another. And then I stopped wearing synthetics. So let's just jump right in. I think this should be my darker, yep. This is a darker colored one. Now, what I do love about these, as you will see, is even though they are beauty supply store wigs, the lace is awesome. It's like invisible lace, legit. Like Jon Renau, maybe even better. I mean, shush your mouth, child. Did I just say that? For real though, this lace with my complexion, look at that. Let's just put it on, you see, okay? But then that was, I guess I should just shush my mouth because you're gonna see why I could not make this work for me. So this lace is amazing, and you can see right now, it looks like it's just going right on in my skin, right? It looks like I got, it looks like I have skin come on out the middle of my forehead. But I mean, let me zoom myself up a little closer. You can see that it really does look like the knots are great. That lace is perfect for a light colored complexion. My only problem with this, if I actually put it where it should go on my forehead, is that since that lace is so amazingly transparent, that I couldn't find anything to wear underneath it to make it work. The facts here on styles and stuff. So in case you like this one is right here. Color and style, you can see for yourself. Love. I mean, as if you can't tell, my go-to is a long-haired and long layered. But like I said, I just love being blonde. And anytime I can add some blonde or some lighter color to my brunettes, I love them even more. So as you can see, this one does have some streaking going on. I bet I could probably cut some of this lace front off, because when I pull it all the way down like to fit my head, you can see it goes all the way down there. That's kind of crazy. And I could probably cut this up here, but the only problem, the only reason I didn't want to do that is because the density in the front, I think, is another one of the keys to success. I mean, you obviously don't want hair starting coming out the middle of your forehead, but you also don't want it to be 100% thick right at your very front hairline. I mean, even my own hairline, you can see right there, the density of my hairline is not like thick and beautiful, luxurious hair. It's little baby hairs. It's, you know, thinner to thicker. If I were to cut all of this like hair that was intended to look like either baby hairs or, you know, just being less dense, then I would be chopping all that off and I would be immediately having a thick hair right there. So I don't know, give me your thoughts on this one. We'll add this one to the chopping block, since I think I actually did try to resell this one and the other one on, oh my gosh, see, look at that. Got stuck to me. Stuck like glue. Next one, also the other ozone. I will go ahead and, before I forget, show you the color and style. This one I got to see if the lace would be the same, which it is. It's a very transparent, amazing lace for lighter color complexions especially. But the reason I got this one, it's very, very, very blonde, was because it was when I was still like really into my synthetic stage, where I was like, I'm gonna make them work. And I was looking into all these different ways of dyeing synthetic hair. So obviously it's not real hair. You can't open up the cuticle and, you know, but you can dye it on the surface, right? So you can use other types of things to color it. So I got this like bleach blonde and I really liked it. Again, it's a slightly different style, but it's that long layer. This one came with some curls put into it. And then that transparent lace. So once again, look at that. You can't really even see. It's perfect for lighter complexions. But for the same reasons, again, I need to figure out how to wear something underneath it, because look, already you can see where my hair is. I'd want to root this bad boy because I'm not a natural blonde. Sorry, my mom called and I don't know where she cut us off at, but I think I was probably, now that I'm looking at myself, I was probably talking about this issue right here where I love the lace quality on this wig, but I don't love the fact that, again, it would not be a grab and go for me. I would have to adhere this down or cut that off or something. And I'd also have to root this. This is, again, another synthetic wig. We have not gotten into the human hair wigs yet. It also looks very yellow to me. This is very, very, very warm. On the warm end of the spectrum, it's a very yellow blonde. And unfortunately, you can't tone synthetic hair the same way that you can natural or human hair. So anyhow, this might work for somebody. Maybe we could figure out something for it to pan out. Let me know your thoughts. I feel like George Washington right now for some reason. The way that this hair is laying, I feel like, yeah, like George Washington, I think. My forefathers said to me, America. On to the next. Another beauty supply store purchase here. Now here's where they got me with this one. This is an Invisilace IL 215DP in color F2016. So I went in there and told them that I wanted like a blondish brownish, right? And the color or the lighting in the beauty supply store, and then they wouldn't let me take it out of the box. So just a little snippet that I could see through the box, and then the lighting in the beauty supply store totally got me. Don't laugh at me, okay? And I paid like 60 bucks for this. Synthetic, heat resistant. They had me at blonde. Or should I say blorange? Okay. So as you can tell, not even cut the lace on this because obviously as soon as I got it home and got it out, I'm like, that's not gonna work for me. I feel like the woman on Hunger Games. Who stands forward as tribute? Does not work. So you can see obviously already, not only is this color like it looks like it needs a color correction, but unfortunately it's synthetic hair, so that's not gonna happen. But this lace does not match my complexion. It's not too terribly off, but you know, if I cut that up there, it would stand out. I would require something. And then, I mean, just look at the part that's coming through. Not to mention, I really don't like myself in short curly because it feels like it's making my face like expand. But, you know, I guess if I needed a wig, I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. I put on the resale sites hoping that somebody might love this blue orange color and be like, that's my jam. But obviously nobody's bit. And I really don't even know what I still have out there on the resale sites. I probably need to just take them down. So I don't know what I'm ever gonna do with this one. I guess play with it. We'll figure something out. So if you can think of something you'd like me to do with this to test out, it is totally just a burn wig now because I'm never gonna resell it. And we might as well play with it and use it to our advantage to learn something from. So let me know. All right, another Amazon purchase, but this is one that you could also get from a beauty supply store. And actually, I was referred to this one by Blondie Locks. Like when she had her channel before she didn't have a channel, and now she's got a channel again. We'll talk about that another time. But good to see her back because she is one of the main, like, I called her like a mentor to me in one of my Facebook posts because she really did or does still, you know, feel like a mentor to me because she's just so funny and energetic, and I mean, that's me in general as well. But I really liked her spirit, and I really liked how she was always encouraging other women instead of using other women to like, I'm better than them or whatever. She's like, let's just all kumbaya, and that's me in general too. So I really looked up to her a lot and really definitely loved her views and her ideas and her tips on making synthetic hair, inexpensive hairs work. So with that said, this is, oh my goodness, this is the 360 lace. Yes, I'm not even going to try and butcher that poor girl's name. But you can see it's in color P42730. And I can't quite tell what we've got going on, what they're trying to call it. They say it's a 360 all-around deep lace wig. But I'm going to show you why I'm saying I don't know what's going on. It's not a silk base, but it's like something similar where there's like two lines of lace going on right there. What I'm doing is I'm kind of like one finger's on this layer and one finger's on this. So there's like double lace or something, but then this inside looks like it's like, they're trying to make it like a skin tone type color. Obviously, once again, not necessarily my skin tone, but let's go ahead and just try her on for fun. So once again, you can see right out the box that that lace is not, this is like we're getting worse actually in comparison to colors that should be matching my complexion. So this is like 100% not appropriate for my complexion, but the hair is so pretty. And let's see what we can tell. Oh, I don't like those stripes. And again, this is synthetic hair. I don't know if I said this or not, so I'm sorry for repeating myself, but I got this from Amazon for like maybe $50 or $75. I don't like that. I don't like the stripe and the hair, how it goes right to your scalp. I think I've mentioned before, but hairdressers don't usually start highlights or anything like that literally right at your scalp. They will start like an inch out for many different reasons, but that's why it's kind of a dead giveaway to me when I wear a wig and it's got highlights that are starting legit straight out the scalp. So for the reasons you can see, and many, many more, that's why I did not really prefer this wig. Once again, you could probably do something with it. I honestly have no ideas what I'd even want to do with this for a project wig. So we'll add this to the project wig list since I did try to resell it and nobody wanted it. So let me know what your thoughts are on ideas that you would like to see me do with this. And yeah, we'll go from there. We'll add it to the project list. Let me know. This next one is a Bobbi Boss. It is the brand Grace, or model Grace I should say, and that's in color F4/2730. All in all, this is a really pretty color. It's got some red tones in there, so it's kind of fun. Again, another one with the lace that's not cut off. Unfortunately, this is not such a disaster and unlike me, but I realized this just was not going to work for me when I saw such the contrast in the lace color there. I mean, even just putting on my forehead with some of the other wigs that I've gotten and showed you in reviews, even I've like not even cut the lace and you can't see it. The only reason you can see it is there might be like a slight line on my forehead. That's ideally what you're looking for when you're trying to match your complexion, is you're trying to, if you had not cut the lace, you shouldn't see it. That's a perfect match. So as you can tell, even with my self-tan on and my makeup on, it does not match. This was, I think, about, I don't know, between $50 and $75 on the, I think I just got it on one of the, you could get it at a beauty supply store, but I got it on like Ebony Line or something like that online. It's cute, I suppose, if I match that complexion, or maybe if I use like, I could use this for like a sports wig, or just make it like a fun time wig. It could be a pool wig. It could be a really cute, you know, like messy type of bun. So maybe we'll add this to the list. In fact, not a maybe. We're gonna add this to our list of like summer hair. Meaning you, let me know what you think too. Let's try and brainstorm. And if you think of anything that would be super cute, or an idea of something you want to do with one of your wigs and you'd like me to try and do with this, like make it like a bun wig, I'm pretty sure we can make that happen because it's fitting my head pretty tight, and I mean, I wouldn't want the lace where it matches my head to show anyways, so we'd have to do something with like a cute headband or maybe like a hair braid. I've seen those before where they like make a little braid of hair and it's going along the hairline and it's so cute. We're gonna put on there that we're gonna make like one of those waterfall braids that goes from one side to the next and see if we can't make this doable because it really is a pretty color. I like the way it, you know, meshes with my complexion. And I've got it. I think I've tried to resell it. Nobody wants it. So might as well make it work for me in some sort of capacity. Vacay hair, holiday hair. It really does feel good. I think this is a heat resistant one as well. Style safe. So I could use heat tools on this and it feels good. I mean, I have heard some mixed reviews from people with like, they're like, don't buy heat resistant hair. It's not gonna last you. I guess we'll find out together because we're gonna try this out. So let me know if you think of anything else. Otherwise, that's what I'm gonna write down on our list for this one. All right, now I've got triplets. These are all Noriko and they are all Angelica. This one is the standard version, standard cap. So no lace front, it's got permatease on the front, and then no lace at all. It's permatease there too. Believe it or not, I actually prefer this to the Jon Renau's with lace front because I feel like that shadow on the root area, and then the way that this is like the way that they put the hair on there, it really creates like a shadow effect so that if this hair weren't so stinking shiny, it's so shiny right now because it's synthetic. All of these are synthetic hairs. We have not gotten any of the human hair yet. If it weren't so shiny, I think that you'd be able to see this in a different light. But I mean, you can tell already just from the front, there's no flapping of lace going on because there's no lace. And I love the way that this hair is cut. And you can kind of move it around and not have to worry about anything lifting because there's nothing to lift. It's literally just the cap on top of your head, and then there's that shadow from the way the hair is falling. And then you can't, here, let me get closer in. So, I mean, unless you're standing like right up, you can't really tell based off the shadow that that's permatease in there. In my opinion, again, I felt more comfortable and secure wearing permatease with a shadow where the lace would be, as opposed to seeing knots. And then sometimes the lace on the monofilament can look a little shiny. And so it's just like, I just kind of preferred that shadow look. But again, that's just my opinion. And the only reason, like if this Angelica were human hair, I would love her to pieces. I really would. It just, battling this shine is the only reason I don't prefer synthetics anymore. So if this were human hair, you wouldn't see the shine, and I guarantee it'd be one of my favorites. Now, we also have Angelica's little sisters here. Her Wicked Witch sisters. No, they're good sisters. They are both the partial monofilament versions of them. And I got all of these. Well, I think this one is it's Sugarcane. I got this one on eBay, I think for like maybe $100 or less. So $75 to $100. And then the same thing with these two. I think maybe one of them I might have paid a little over 100, like 125, maybe 140. And then the other one, I think I got at a really good deal. It was like $100. I don't think I can tell you the colors because they cut out the tags on one of them. This one, they did not cut out the tag. And this one is Mochaccino-R. So this is Sugarcane, this is Mochaccino-R. And then this one, I believe, whatever color Scarlett is, she looked very similar. And I just kind of guessed that that was the same color. Let me try these on. So I'll go with the Mochaccino-R first, so you know what I'm putting on. When I bought it, they did not tell me that they did this, and I couldn't really tell from the pictures, but somebody cut a bang in her. So it actually looks pretty cute, and this one you can't really see too much shine, but I'm not a bang type of person. I'm just not really into bangs. So if you like bangs, then actually this one, especially the dark color of the Mochaccino-R in general, it doesn't seem like it's as shiny because I have not done any corn powder or cornstarch or anything, baby powder, dry shampoo to any of these in the same amount of time. You can still see a little bit of shine. And let me get you closer on with that. So it's not too bad with that part there. But the reason I didn't really like this one so much was because I don't like bangs. So let me go to the next one. Shaded Praline. I think that was the color that I am guessing this is. Because there's no tag to tell me, but it looks just like shaded Praline. Okay, so. This was one that I felt okay with, but I really felt like it needed some tweaking with like baby hairs because that part was just too perfect. I don't know why the other one with the permatease, I didn't feel that way. But with this one, I felt like it needs like baby hairs because this is me right here that you can see. And outside of that, look at how perfect that is. Nobody's part's like that. So I felt like it needed to be like plucked or have some sort of baby hairs, cut in there just so it didn't look so perfect. So maybe we'll add this one to our list of wigs that we're gonna try and toy around with in the next video of how to make your wigs look more realistic. Because outside of that, I really did like this one and the color looked cute too. And whatever they're using for the lace there, the monofilament or whatever it is, it's not too bad. But again, you can see where my lace wig grip is right there. So I would, if I wanted to change my part around too much, it wasn't noticeable the way I was just wearing it. But if I wanted to move my part around, I would definitely want to wear something different underneath here so you don't see a big difference in where my scalp is changing colors, if you're talking to me. That and what I'm doing right now and seeing right now is another reason that I didn't really care too much for the synthetics, is that time you want to train your hair, where I just normally pull out my heat tools, and that's convenient to me because I'm usually using them to style them and make them mine and change up the style daily. You'd have to do with a steamer, which again, that's also how you would change the style, but it just is a little different. It works a little different than how it does for heat tools. And I'm just not into it. I'm not digging it, man. It's not my thing. So that would be the other thing, is I would have to dedicate some time to pull out the steamer and change this so that I could, throughout my day, change my part without it just flopping right back on my face. We are nearing the end of the synthetics that I've got on hand. 3 that are kind of similar to one another, and they're all ones that I got off of Amazon. And I'm sorry, the first 2 of these Amazon wigs, I don't have the details. I honestly bought a bunch of wigs on Amazon, and I cannot remember or keep straight which ones are which, and I hate to misquote them, so I'm just gonna say Amazon wig number 1, Amazon wig number 2. They look very, very similar. And then the third one I actually do have details on, so. This one is number 1. This is like a lace front-ish type of thing going on, but you look at that, look at the shine. It is definitely not your typical lace. It is like a hard plastic type of lace, very shiny, very hard, and imagine that on your head. Okay, outside of that, I love the color, and now that I say that, I put this on. Again, all of these have been synthetic so far, so you would have to put like some cornstarch or something on there to make this look a little bit more realistic. Outside of that, again, going with my favorite things here, long layered and rooted. So this one's rooted, but let me show you what I did not like, and you can probably already see for yourself. It's a perfect hairline there. Nobody has a perfect hairline. I believe I did try to pluck this one, and it was just like, this isn't working, and I gave up. But you can see there the lace front It's not terrible, but that hard plastic is itching me already right here. Just the very small area that it's actually touching my scalp, it feels uncomfortable. And again, I would have to adhere it because this doesn't stick to my forehead very well at all. Out of those things, and then of course the shininess just because it's synthetic hair. This is what I'm thinking. I'm pretty sure I got this one for, we'll say $25 or less. I think each one of these ones on Amazon that I'm getting ready to show you were $25 or less. There's that one. And there's no tags, so unfortunately I can't even try to refer to something like that to tell you. If you loved it though, let me know. Or if you think of something that we could add her to our projects list, let me know. Otherwise, I'm just gonna put her back for now. Here's Amazon number 2. Very similar, only, oh, I guess I did try something here. I forgot about that. So very similar, except for this lace is not that shiny hard plastic. The color looks about the same. It's a rooted ash blonde, that's my thing. But you can tell already you don't see that shiny there. Now what you are seeing is I was trying something out where you use like silicone type of material to basically imitate a silk base or a skin top. That's a better word. So let's see if I can show you what I was trying to do. I was trying to make it look like so you wouldn't see knots, and it didn't quite work out for me. This is also one that I had plucked to death. This I'm gonna show you, and it's really not probably this wig's fault at all. It's my fault. I'm very loose. Obviously you can see, you could even tighten that up, but it's not gonna change the fact that this lace has warped. Otherwise, I really like this color. It's a cute cut, probably less than $20. You could totally make this into like a hat hair, you know, kind of day where you just put a hat over this piece. Or maybe if you don't go like me and get pluck happy and think you know what you're doing with something and you actually don't, you might make this work for you. I promise you though, I will really try and look at my Amazon shopping history one more time and see if I can figure out who and where I got these from. And then in the section markers and where they match up with, if I can figure it out, I promise you I will put the sellers on there. I know that's important. You don't watch this for nothing. And if you like something, you wanna know how to get it. I get that. I'm so sorry I don't have that, so I'll get that for you, I promise. Or I'll cut this out and you won't see this at all. And call me on it. If I say I'm gonna do something and I don't, please call me on it. Be like, Mandy, you said you were gonna link the details and you did not. Call me on that, and please. I just forget sometimes and then my mind is over squirrel. I'm chasing it. Second to last synthetic that we have here. So this is Amazon number 3. Well, I mean, lots of these were Amazon. In fact, a couple of the human hair you're gonna see were from Amazon. I love Amazon. But this one, I got details. So look at this. Look. Can you read that? In case you couldn't read it, it says Charisma, which is like a K and then a little apostrophe, RYSSMA, platinum blonde, heat friendly, 20-inch. Okay, let's check her out, shall we? Very platinum. This is one that I intended to return, but we moved and my husband didn't see the return box, and then when we moved, he included it in our boxes to move. And then the next thing I know, I'm unpacking things and I'm way after the return window, and I'm like, wait a minute, this is a box that's addressed to Amazon. Oh shit. Okay, so past the return window, didn't work for me. But maybe it might work for one of you, or maybe you have an idea for how it could work for me. I can tell you right now, this is the first time I've opened this one up in a long time, and already I'm really impressed with this lace. It feels super nice, and I can tell it's closer to my skin color. Again, not quite right, and you'll see when it gets on my forehead, but it's super soft, and it is lighter than a lot of the ones that we've been trying on. So this is wefted with an extended lace front. And it's a long layered. Let's put her on. I feel like a grandma already. I feel like I've just aged like 70 years. This is not for me or my skin tone. That's my fault. I ordered this. So this is not on like the company that made this. This is totally not on them. This is on me. I guess I thought I'd look cute. I feel like I'm already like blending in with my background. This doesn't match my skin tone. Although as you can see, it's a little closer, a little better than what some of the other ones have. And I appreciate that they gave me so much flexibility to work with here because it is long. It's so long that I have to kind of fold it up. That's nice. And when you look at the density here of how they did this lace front, that's really not bad. It looks pretty authentic. I mean, yes, it is kind of like, again, pretty perfect, but the density is what I want you to take note of in this moment. You can see how it goes from thin to thick, like a normal hairline does. So if you want to make this look a little bit more realistic, you could just pluck, you know, look at your hairline, pluck to your heart's content to make it look uneven. So don't pluck evenly, in other words. And that wouldn't be so bad. Again, I think this is just on me picking completely the wrong color. Like a Daenerys who watches Game of Thrones, right? I love Game of Thrones. I was so happy when, oh, I don't want to say anything because I don't know where you're at in Game of Thrones and I'd hate to ruin it for you. But there's lots of characters I don't like, and so when some of them die, I'm kind of okay with it. I'll just put it that way. And then other ones I really love. But anyhow, there's one that she's got like white blonde hair, and I feel like I'm totally calling her, but I'm just not fitting her shoes at all. So not for me, but maybe it might be for you. It does feel nice. The hair feels nice. The lace feels nice. And I love the way that they did the density there, going from thin to thick. Hi everybody, my name is Granny Mandy. Sorry, I just feel like I just gave myself some wrinkles there. They can go away. Okay, this is my last synthetic, and I talked a lot about U-part wigs, but I haven't shown you any. And unfortunately, my hair is so stinking short at the moment that this is a terrible example, but I'm gonna try and do it justice. So this is one that I got from my local beauty supply store because I love to go there and try on wigs. When it comes to synthetic hair and just different types of caps and cap construction, beauty store might be your best friend. So this is a U-part wig. I got it on clearance. That's the other thing. A lot of beauty supply stores buy these things on clearance themselves, and so you can get a good price. So this is color of RT1298, and the tag says designed by Modu, M-O-D-U, which they did not give me the box or anything with this. That's one thing you kind of got to be cautious of. I wish when I was trying this on, I had taken a picture of the tag or whatever that was on the model I tried on, because a lot of times they'll cut off the models, or if they don't have it's on clearance and they don't have a box for you, you have no idea what you just bought. And unfortunately, that was the circumstance here. I'll do everything that I know about it, but this is a U-part wig. It's meant to be put on like this. And this one actually does have some lace, which it's like the hard plastic lace that doesn't match my skin tone. It's not, again, too far off. It's not a far-fetched lace, but it is hard and shiny plastic, and I don't like that. But $25, I really wanted to try a U-part wig and just see how it worked. As you can tell already, what's going on there? That's where you pull out your own hair. And unfortunately, I just don't have hair at all. My hair is like this long right now. But you can visualize what would be happening here if you were, or just Google yourselves on YouTube, U-part wigs. There are 1,000,001 really helpful videos. And when my hair gets longer and I could actually maybe make a U-part work, maybe. Actually, this one wouldn't be bad because I've told everyone, as you can see already, my hair loss when it's really bad, and right now it's not terrible actually. It feels like it might even be growing back a little bit. It's at my temples. I don't know why or what, but it's my temples. And so there's not a lot of things that I can do that incorporate my own hair, like with blending and stuff that use your perimeter of your hairline at the top, because my hair loss is right there. Right there. Oh my gosh, maybe it's saying something. Maybe I really was a little devil child. I was so rebellious growing up. My horns just took away my hair. My mom was right. But it does limit me a little bit, but as you can tell, the way that this U part is, since it is so small, sometimes they get bigger. But this one actually would cover right where my hair loss ends. So maybe when my hair gets longer, this might be a really good opportunity for me to try a U part and pulling my hair out. And because this one is rooted, as long as my hair is dark, it would match pretty well. Or even if it's not that dark, as long as it matched somewhere in here and it's longer than right here, that could work. So more to come on this one. I haven't sold it or done anything with it. I didn't even put it on the resale sites because I just really wanted a U-part wig, so I wanted to see how they worked. And I don't even think I showed you this, so my apologies if I didn't, but there's a clip right there and a clip right there, and then there are additionally little like clips that you snap. If you can see that. It's got the hair stuck in there. I'm sorry. But you would snap that, like if you had any bio hair, you could snap it in place, kind of like an extension, or what you'll see sometimes on the wig caps. They'll help it cure it to your hair. Because obviously you wouldn't be wearing a wig cap with a U-part type of wig. All in all, even though it has the hard plastic, it's legitimately only right there. I could cut it all off if I wanted to. And I'm definitely hoping that if my hair can keep growing, I will be able to do something with it. And when and if that time comes, I will certainly share it with you all. I feel like I grow every single time I make a video. I watch something and I see how I do it, or how I talk, or how I look, or how something could look different or look better. And it honestly does help me. So it's very therapeutic. But I also do these videos not just for me, sisters. I do it for you because, again, like I talked about earlier with my mentor, Blondie Locks, who's back on town and in the action. I just feel like I should pass it back. I have learned so much from so many, and not just her, but I mean, even in the Facebook groups, every single day I learn. I'm learning all the time. So I really am just trying to pass back what I've learned and grow myself as a person throughout this process.